From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. Yesterday was a beautiful day, and today is going to be just the same, and it's going to be a little bit hotter for today. So we'll have high temperatures around 95 degrees, a little bit closer to 100 in lower elevations for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we're tracking these little shower and thunderstorm chances in the mountains for Monday through Thursday. The potential for lightning over critically dry vegetation could be a little bit dicey. We take things back to this morning. Right now, you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Wind gusts pretty calm for right now, except for up towards Ritzville there on US 395. Some of those gusts out of the north and east. That is going to be a trend throughout today, as we'll see those gusts out of the north and east bringing some very dry air into the region, so there will be an elevated fire potential. This morning, temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Your day planner forecast, at least for the fair in Benton County, high is going to get again around 95 degrees for the hottest part of the day. In fact, all of us in lower elevations are going to end up in the 90s, but much hotter weather is going to be on the way. I'll tell you about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a violent night in Walla Walla with 3 separate crimes and a SWAT standoff. We'll show you how it all unfolded. Plus, we now know the name of the man accused of firing at officers in Yakima while tied to a deadly shooting earlier that day. And a beloved playground burned to the ground again. Why investigators say it's becoming a disturbing pattern. All the details on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. Jade Elliott has the day off. It's Friday, August 22nd, and we're getting right into your top stories, and we want to start with Fire Watch. We're following several fires that sparked through the night. We turn now to our Chief Meteorologist, Josh Colbreth, to get more details on all these fires. Josh, what can you tell us?
Yeah, we had a couple new ones pop up yesterday. This first one in Yakima County, the Badger Fire off of Washington 24, which runs from Yakima to the Hanford site. This one is 250 acres. Again, it's near Washington 24 and Moody Road. Don't have any word on containment, so we'll try to work to figure out more details about this one. Then there's another fire that's burning in Kittitas County, very close to the Chelan County line. This is the Pipe Creek Fire. In essence, this is burning right over Blewett Pass, 12 acres. No word on containment. This did shut down part of US 97 yesterday, but it has since reopened. So those were the 2 new fires. Then here's a fire that we've been tracking all week, the Sun Country Fire, which is burning to the west of South Cle Elum. It is 72 acres. Containment still at 30%. We were hoping this number, the containment number, would go up from yesterday to today. It's still no indication of that. So if we have any more updates on any of these fires, we'll be sure to pass that along a little bit later in the show.
Thank you, Josh. We go now to a crime alert where Walla Walla police say it was a busy night as 3 separate violent crimes occurred within city limits. Around 1 a.m. yesterday morning, the Walla Walla Regional SWAT team was called to a man who was wanted on suspicion of attempted murder, robbery, domestic violence, and resisting arrest, among other charges. Authorities say the man broke into a home on the 100 block of East Chestnut Street, attacked a woman, and strangled her while threatening to kill her. The woman escaped and was taken to the hospital. A canine and other chemical agents were used to get the man to come out of the home and surrender. And that same night, Walla Walla officers responded to an apartment complex on the 400 block of West Maple Street around 10 o'clock, and this was after reports of a shooting. Authorities say a broken window and a shell casing inside one of the apartments led them to a teenager. They say the teen admitted to getting rid of a gun, and upon searching the apartment, they say they found a gun stolen from College Place. The bullet that was fired ended up going into a nearby unit and missing people in that apartment. The teen is in the Juvenile Justice Center. Following that, Walla Walla officers also responded to the 1100 block of West Cherry Street, and this was for reports of a large fight and a shooting. When officers got to the scene, they found several people fighting, and one person had used bear spray on people. They say another person shot into the ground. Authorities say several firearms were collected at the scene, and the person who used bear spray on people was arrested. Authorities say that person also tried to run people down with his car. Authorities say this fight is still under investigation and more people may be charged. We'll be sure to update you. Now to Kennewick, police are investigating a motorcycle crash that sent one person to the hospital. This happened just after 7:30 last night near Bob Olson Parkway and South Penn Street. Officers say it was a single vehicle crash and the motorcyclist was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. All westbound traffic was shut down for a time as the Kennewick Police Traffic Unit worked the scene. Investigators are now working to determine what exactly caused the crash. And this morning, we're learning new details from the Yakima County Sheriff's Office after two homicides, with one in Toppenish and the other in Granger. Investigators say both victims were likely killed by the same suspect on the same day. Granger police found 51-year-old Miguel Angel Cruz Cid stabbed multiple times during a welfare check late on August 13th. Hours earlier, Toppenish police responded to a homicide on North G Street. The suspect was later arrested in Walla Walla County after crashing during a pursuit with State Patrol. Detectives say evidence now ties him to both killings, and at this time, this is all we know. Once we get more information, we will update you. The Yakima Valley Special Investigations Unit has identified the man accused of firing at officers back on August 9th. Investigators say 36-year-old Roberto Leyva Sanchez pulled a handgun after officers stopped a car linked to an earlier homicide at East Walnut Avenue and 3rd Street. Now, earlier that day, police responded to reports of gunfire near 12th Street and Washington Avenue. That's where a 33-year-old woman was shot and killed, and also a 13-year-old boy was injured and hospitalized. Officials say no officers were struck by gunfire, though one was briefly treated at a hospital and released the same day. In Yakima, a playground caught fire early yesterday morning in what Yakima City Fire calls suspected arson. Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable spoke with the Yakima Fire Department about the playground that's now been burned down 3 times.
McGuire Playground at Sunrise Rotary Park caught fire Thursday morning, destroying the popular place to play on the Yakima Greenway just after 5 o'clock in the morning.
Engine 91 did an attack on it and extinguished it very quickly, and then spent about an hour doing overhaul on it. This is the 3rd time that the structure has been burned.
One thing to note is the location of this park. The playground is only accessible by this trail, and the closest parking spot is a half-mile walk from here. Located on Yakima Greenway and sandwiched between the Yakima River and Interstate 82, the opportunity for potential bystanders or witnesses is limited.
It's an unfortunate situation. It's a place frequented by children, and now it's taken away once again. So, we're just sad to see that happen.
Originally built in 1994, the last fire happened in March of 2024, and new additions were built to replace those that were damaged. Roughly a year later, the playground is again set for demolition. At this time, the Yakima Fire Department does not know who started the fire and cannot confirm whether this is possibly the same person who caused the previous 2 fires. Reporting in Yakima, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And the Yakima Greenway Foundation is advocating for a strict no-tolerance policy for warming or cooking fires in sensitive areas. That includes parks, wooded spaces, and watersheds. Now, drivers beware. The city of Pasco is starting asphalt paving next week, and that's on a stretch of Broadmoor Boulevard. The construction is set to take place between Harris Road and Burns Road, and that stretch of Broadmoor will be closed during nighttime between August 25th and 27th. The city of Pasco says flaggers will help direct drivers to detours on nearby streets, and this project is part of a larger development project that's also transformed the boulevard into a 2-way street and added sidewalks and bike paths.
So we are trying to develop the Broadmoor area holistically, and to do that we have to build roads to connect to different areas of the Broadmoor area that weren't accessible before. So this project is to provide accessibility.
While the paving should be finished by next Wednesday, the city of Pasco hopes to finish the larger project by the end of the year. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a young Grandview graduate shot and paralyzed, and this morning we hear from his mother on his condition and also her emotional plea for prayers. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert weather forecast. Keep it right here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us. The $7,500 federal tax credit for eligible electric vehicles is ending. Must take delivery by September 30th, 2025. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
I'm Debbie Robertson. The end of summer sales event is going on now at Bill and Debbie Robertson Nissan. J.D. Power just ranked Nissan number 2 in initial quality in 2025, right behind Lexus. That's huge. Summer's almost over, and so are these savings, so hurry in while they last. Drive home a new 2025 Rogue, Murano, or Pathfinder with 0% financing for 60 months. Get a 2025 Nissan Versa S for just $18,999. Come see us today at Bill and Debbie Robertson Nissan.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
The best bulls in the world have come to town for bull riders. 8 seconds can make them a champion or nothing. It's bull time.
It's bull time, Kennewick. Your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or Ticketmaster.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
High-five. Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We do have a fire weather watch that is in place for the Cascades, technically just on the cusp of our viewing area. This runs from 11 a.m. tomorrow to 8 p.m. on Sunday evening. So, of course, we'll watch that very closely. Then, obviously, the heat that we'll have to endure. The National Weather Service in Pendleton has gone with an extreme heat watch from 12 p.m. tomorrow to 9 p.m. on Wednesday. Of course, we'll talk about the heat at length a little bit later in the show. First, we'll take it back to this morning, feeling quite comfortable out there. 40s, 50s, and 60s. In Kittitas County, we're in the 50s and 60s. In the Yakima Valley, 52 in Yakima, 61 in Union Gap. Looks like all of us are in the 50s this morning in the lower Columbia Basin, 56 in the Tri-Cities, and 50s and 60s in the Blue Foothills, 40s, 50s, and 60s in the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. A light jacket stuff for this morning. Going to be sunny and 75 at 10 this morning. It's going to be all t-shirt weather after that. So for today, highs about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. For lower elevations, that means low to mid 90s. Something else about the forecast that I want to touch on, okay? For today, mostly good air quality, but then for tonight, you see this smoke drifting in from the east, some fires that are burning in Idaho and Montana. Some of the smoke plume from that could start to impact us tonight, and then for tomorrow, it's going to be noticeably hazier out there. We're not expecting any significant reductions to air quality, but it will be something noticeable up in the sky. We'll circle back to the heat. I'll tell you just how hot it could be for this weekend coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We turn now to an exclusive story. For the first time, one of the mothers of the 5 victims from the August 16th shooting that happened near the county line on Apricot Road in Grandview, that mother is speaking out. Our Monique Garcia is sharing the story of how One Night Forever changed the life of an 18-year-old and his family.
I just need people's prayers. That's all I need. Just their prayers and so my son could be the same person that he was.
Miriam Lujan is the mother of Nathan, a recent Grandview High School graduate. She shares the unimaginable pain of how her son's life took a tragic turn on August 16th when he was shot and left paralyzed.
He got shot in the neck And then it came out. Well, it was in his spine, so it did destroy his 5C, his spine, and he just has to. It's going to be a really long time for recovery.
Lujan describes the current road of recovery her son is facing.
He has fever, so his fevers come and go all the time. But they say that that's normal. I know he did have a bacteria a couple of days ago, but that culture came out negative today, so that's a good thing. But I know he has ammonia in his lungs. So hopefully he's already getting treated for that also.
She also reveals that Nathan relies on a breathing tube.
He still has a tube to help him breathe. So they're trying to get that tube so they could put it like in his neck so it could be more comfortable. We don't know if that's going to be for the rest of his life or not. I hope not. But they're trying to get that tube off.
Despite these overwhelming challenges, Lujan holds tightly to hope for her son's future.
Don't want to think about like this is how he's gonna stay for the rest of his life, because I know he's a strong boy, and I know he's gonna try to fight for himself and get moving and start walking.
She expresses deep gratitude for the love and support from family, friends, and the community during these trying times.
I'm just really thankful. I'm really thankful for all the friends and everyone that's coming to us or supporting in any way. We're so thankful that he has a whole village behind him.
There is a GoFundMe set up for Nathan to help with expenses, along with 2 other GoFundMe pages for the other victims. Reporting in Grandview, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
And our prayers go out to him and his family. Now, we will continue to bring you updates on this story as police work through the early stages of their investigation. And keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh Colbreth is back with how your weather is looking for the weekend. It's all coming up in his first alert weather forecast right after the break.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts in showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
Get ready for adventure with the fun and rugged 2025 Ford Bronco Outer Banks from Price Ford of Yakima Valley. Nob Hill Casino's biggest prize ever. Want to drive it home? Just enter daily at Nob Hill Casino now through Wednesday, October 8th for your chance to win. While you're here, enjoy our 16-lane bowling center, mouth-watering cheeseburgers at the Last Frontier restaurant, cold drinks at the bar, and try your luck with pull tabs and table game action.
We invite you to come visit us at Price Ford of Yakima Valley and Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
I'm attorney Brian Smith.
And I'm attorney Megan Hale.
For 30 years, Tamaki Law has been your choice as the firm that fights for the justice you deserve.
Thank you for voting Tamaki Law as Yakima Herald's first choice for personal injury and civil law firm.
And Megan Hale as best attorney.
And the Business Times as the best overall attorneys.
We are honored to serve this community.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Step right up for a fast ride free with BFT to the Benton Franklin Fair. 6 park and ride spots to concerts and more.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be a gorgeous Friday out there. We'll have lots of sunshine from the Cascades to the Blues, and high temperature is going to be noticeably hotter at this point. We'll be about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year, 70s and 80s in the mountains and 90s for lower elevations. The wind gusts today predominantly out of the north and east. This is going to bring some very dry air into the region. Thankfully, the gusts are only going to be between 20 to 25 miles per hour, because if they were a little bit stronger, we would have to go with the First Alert Weather Day. But keep in mind that the fire potential for today certainly is not going to be zero. We saw a couple spark up even yesterday. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, although we will have some of that haze that's going to push in from the east. Most of that's going to be upper level haze, and overnight low is going to be down into the 50s and 60s across the map. Then for tomorrow, even hotter. This is now, we're getting into the hottest stretch of weather, which is going to last from Saturday through Wednesday. So in the mountains, pretty much exclusively in the 80s and 90s in triple digits for lower elevations, going with a high of 99 technically in the Tri-Cities. Once again, wind gusts predominantly out of the north and east, bringing some very dry air into the region once again. It's still not going to be a First Alert Weather Day, but we're going to watch the fire potential very closely. We have the last 2 days of the fair ahead of us, the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo. Today, if we're splitting hairs, technically would be the better day to be outside, because it is going to be pretty toasty out there for Saturday. But like I just mentioned, this is going to be consistent heat Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's going to be 5 days straight of being right around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities. Vegetation dryness and fire danger will both go up into next week, which means we're getting a little nervous about this. Some thunderstorm chances that we'll have for the mountains and for the foothills for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So next week looks like it's going to be a pretty high stakes week when it comes to the fire potential. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs around 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday, maybe a bit cooler later in the week. In Yakima, hot and dry with the best chances of triple-digit heat on Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, cutting it pretty close to 100 degrees at the beginning of next week, then back into the low 90s by Thursday. In Hermiston, toasty with no rainfall in the forecast. The best chance of triple digits will be on Monday and Tuesday. Finally, for Walla Walla, also a hot and dry stretch for most of the forecast period, although we're tracking some small thunderstorm chances for the middle and end of next week.
So we're seeing pretty close to 100. It's coming soon.
Yes.
And we aren't the only ones trying to beat the heat, actually.
No, it appears some bears do some of the same things we might do when the temperatures hit. So take a look at this video.
Oh.
What did you just grab? What is that?
I think it's an ice block. Okay, so these are the brown bears at Whipsnade Zoo in the UK, and the 4 bears named Cinderella, Mana, Minnie, and Naya. They were treated to specialty flavored ice blocks prepared by their keepers. Cute.
They dug into the tasty snacks while frolicking in and around the water in their habitat at the UK's largest zoo.
Okay, so they're just like big popsicles. I recently just bought popsicles in the summer, and I hadn't bought any in like years, I think, since I was in high school. So they're just like us, bears. Just don't pet them, you know?
Yeah, what flavor, what kind of popsicle?
It was I forgot the brand. I think it's called just Popsicle. It's like the kid ones. It's like the cherry one, and there's the grape one.
Yeah.
Just the normal one. No, like all the sugar and everything in it.
Do you know the Jolly Rancher ones where it's like, it'll be blue raspberry on the outside, and then you get a little bit deeper, and then it's a different color, then it's orange, then it's...
I was thinking of the Rocket one. No.
The Bomb Pops.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, I wasn't talking about the Bomb Pops, but those are
all of those are good.
Yeah.
All right, keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Netflix is getting cosmic. We have what your zodiac sign has to do with your next binge watch. All the details are coming up in your entertainment news.
Attention former Hanford workers and contractors. You deserve the benefits and care you've earned. You may qualify for benefits including life-changing in-home health care. Join United Energy Workers Healthcare for a free benefits fair and lunch at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick on Friday, September 19th. Reconnect, enjoy great food, and learn about exclusive benefits to help you live longer, better, and independently at home. RSVP by calling 509-286-2661 or visit uewhealth.com.
During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at McCurley Subaru, there's even more to love because every new Subaru sold helps grant a wish for a local child through Wheels Make Wishes Come True. Last year, we helped raise over $100,000 for local Make-A-Wish kids. And this year, you can save big while doing something amazing. Plus, school educators can save an additional $500 on a new Subaru purchase or lease. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
Oh, it's mesmerizing.
I can't look away.
Cleaning that greasy mess?
And not even scrubbing.
Well, fluff my feathers.
Dawn Platinum is bringing it.
You know it. It cuts through the grease better than their old dish soap.
Keep quacking.
Platinum breaks down the slimy stuff it would leave behind, removing 99% of grease and food residue. That's why only Dawn is trusted to save wildlife.
Yeah.
I'd fly south for a clean like that.
Dawn Platinum, the better grease getter.
Here in Grandview, we're happy to say that we found a home here for our pizza oven, and here we are making pizza for everybody. This restaurant really concentrates on pizza, some nice submarine-style sandwiches, and a full salad bar. And the high quality of the products that we use is, we're thinking it's going to set us apart. This is going to be a great place to bring the family, and here we are making pizza for everybody. Come on down to Grace Pizza. We look forward to seeing you here.
It's random, it's real. It's the $25,000 Big Cash Bash at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready because anyone could randomly win $100 cash only on August 23rd from 1 to 7 p.m. Everyone playing in the winner's row wins. No entries or membership required. Show your club card and multiply your winnings for up to $500 cash. $25,000 randomly given away in 6 hours, August 23rd only. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news today, rapper Lil Nas X has been arrested, and this is for battery on a police officer in Los Angeles early yesterday morning. Police say officers were responding to calls of a naked man wandering on a street, and a sheriff's department spokesman said once officers arrived, Lil Nas X charged at them.
He was taken into custody and transported to a local hospital for a possible overdose, according to the spokesman. Lil Nas X was also placed under arrest. He's being held in jail.
And in other entertainment news, Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown and her husband Jake Bon Jovi are new parents.
Yesterday, the couple announced they've adopted a baby girl. Brown and Bon Jovi, who is the son of rocker John Bon Jovi, married last year.
Oh, congrats to them. Lastly, Josh, what's your sign? You're a Leo, yeah.
Is it still Leo season? It's around the
I think
end.
It's about to end. I think it's either like today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's been said that your zodiac sign can help you find a love match and also know when to search for a new job. But now it can also help you decide what to stream.
Netflix is now offering show and movie recommendations based on your zodiac sign.
Ooh.
The new astrology hub called Your Zodiac Watch List launched on Thursday. The row of curated titles matches the vibes of the corresponding zodiac signs.
Okay, so I'm a Scorpio, so I bet like crime series are on there. I bet like anything like scary or dark or spooky. That's typically what's curated for Scorpio signs. And then Leo, I would think like drama TV shows, you know?
Pretty dramatic.
Something with a lot of, dramedies maybe. Comedies too, yeah.
I think
so, yeah.
Big
It's usually does that sound like what you like? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a boost for small businesses, how Richland's new grant program could help owners right here at home. Also, back to school with the new layer of protection, why every Kennewick Elementary now has a safety officer. All the details are in your next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, an additional cost for Apple Plus users. Subscriptions will now cost $12.99 per month. That is an increase of $3. It goes into effect immediately for new customers. Current subscribers will see the jump 30 days after their next billing cycle ends. Tesla is facing a new federal investigation over its self-driving technology. The company is accused of repeatedly withholding or delaying crash reports. Those reports are typically due within 5 days, but the feds say Tesla's took months. And Instagram is rolling out some new features. Creators are now able to link their reels, making it easier for them to organize content. And it's teaming up with Spotify so that users can preview a short snippet of a song in their story posts. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on home insurance by checking Allstate first.
First night in the new house. Yes.
Like you know to check the neighbors first before buying a house.
What was that? What?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Allergies got you trying every trick? Grab Zyrtec for total relief. It works fast and lasts a full 24 hours. What are you waiting for? Go Z's the day with Zyrtec.
The Dove Beauty Bar, shaped by your beauty, for your beauty. Made with 1/4 moisturizing cream to love and care for every single curve. The Dove Beauty Bar, shaped by your beauty since 1957.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, 3-degree guarantee.
Yes,
How's it looking? 100?
We're up to 100 now.
It's like
so
our temperature soon.
Yes, yes. So that's 4 days. Almost lost count there, but yeah, 4 days.
4 days in a row with the perfect exact.
Well,
yes.
Yeah,
or 3 days.
I think maybe it's 3, but
let's just say 4.
But the streak is 4 days in
Yeah.
terms of the bet actually hitting. So, yes, forecast high 91, verified right at 91 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So, jackpot now up to $100. For today, going with the toastier 96 in Pasco Tri-City. So, if it verifies between 93 to 99. Jackpot's going to hit $125. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. All right, now what's on your screen is the bottom line, as it's going to be toasty for today. Highs around 95 for lower elevations, around triple digits for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we'll have some shower and thunderstorm chances for Monday through Thursday for the mountains and foothills. Now let's take you back to Yakima. This beautiful sunrise and this beautiful view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Wind gust. Not really noticeable for the most part, but we do have some breezes out of the north and east up towards Ritzville. Those will eventually become much more widespread, putting some very dry air into the region for today. So that will elevate our fire potential just a little bit. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s in the mountains, and 40s, 50s, and 60s in our lower elevations. So an interesting spread. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities: around sunny and 75 by 10 this morning, mid-80s at lunchtime, and of course up into the mid-90s for the hottest part of the day. So low to mid-90s, pretty safe bet for lower elevations. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's toasty forecast, and I'll show you which direction vegetation dryness is trending. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We begin this half hour of news in Richland, where the Chamber of Commerce is launching a new grant program to give local businesses a boost. So starting October 1st, Chamber members will be able to apply for the new Business Boost Grant. The idea is to put some of the Chamber's own revenue back into the community. The money can be used for upgrades like a new point of sale system, or even to help cover unexpected costs.
Plan is to have it open year-round. So let's say that somebody throws a rock through your window and you have insurance covers it, but you have a $500 deductible. That $500 deductible could mean a very big difference in what that month looks like for the business owner, and so we would help reimburse that $500 for you.
Miller says most grants will be $25,000 or less to make sure the Chamber can help as many businesses as possible. Now to environment news. Persistent drought conditions are putting added pressure on farmers across the Yakima Valley. Rosa Irrigation District officials say this year's limited water supply is creating major challenges not only for crops, but also for fish and wildlife. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us how growers are trying to adapt.
The Rosa Irrigation District stretches 95 miles from Sela to Benton City, covering about 72,000 irrigated acres. Many of the district's customers grow apples, grapes, and hops, but as a junior water rights holder, just like the Kennewick Irrigation District, Rosa is only getting about 40% of its total water supply during this third consecutive drought year.
This is the lowest water supply I've seen in my career, so I've worked in irrigation for 18 years. Toughest year for delivering water to farms, and also that applies also to fish and wildlife because they suffer during a drought.
Revel says the district works closely with the Bureau of Reclamation, especially in years with low snowpack.
Our working relationships with the Bureau of Reclamation are very strong. They're in a tough spot. I mean, they're looking at a water supply. It's not their fault that we didn't get a strong snowpack, and a lot of it depends on how the snowpack comes off. I mean, how much there is and when does it melt.
The district, which started prorating water on May 20th, says they always keep growers in mind when controlling the flows.
In the Rosa District, our growers lost over $100 million during the 2015 drought in current dollars. And so when we're making decisions, we understand that it's not just their farms that are on the line. In some cases, it's a legacy that was built up over 2 or 3 generations.
Rosa Irrigation District officials tell me that with the persistent drought conditions and changes in the weather, growers have continued to adapt.
They may lease water from a farmer who has fallowed their field and isn't farming this year. Many of them have fallowed 20+% of their farms this year in order to make it through, and part of that's based on market conditions, because we've got a really tough market for apples right now.
Revel says one of the biggest challenges growers face is finishing their crops on time.
About 2/3 of the crops come off after September 15th, and so we're hoping to run into latter September, but that's a big challenge for growers, that even if they don't have a water supply from us, to be able to finish those crops. And so as you drive around the district, you'll see things like many of them have installed large on-farm ponds. Some of the most efficient irrigation in the world occurs here.
The Rosa Irrigation District says it's doing its best to support growers and stay optimistic through the continued drought conditions. In Benton City, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, William. Now, irrigation officials say they're hoping for more snowpack next winter, and lack of water can greatly affect the size or shape of crops for local growers. All right, it is back to school season, and for the first time, all of the Kennewick School District's elementary schools will be staffed with a safety officer. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz tells us more about the role that each officer will play.
As students start to head back to school, one question is likely on every parent's mind. How are my kids being kept safe? 2 years ago, Kennewick School District attempted to answer that question by putting school safety officers in 5 elementary schools. Flash forward to 2025, the program is growing.
And this year, all 17 of KSD's elementary schools will have school safety officers.
School safety officers, or SSOs, are a bit different than police officers you see in middle and high schools. For starters, they can't make arrests and don't police students. Instead, their main goal is simple: to protect the school if a threat is in the area.
They have the ability to communicate directly with the police department. They have to communicate directly with the school, which would be placed into a lockdown situation when we get the kids into the classroom. And their job really is to address the threat until law enforcement gets there.
Child says having an SSO in the school can help law enforcement respond quicker to an emergency. Besides protecting students, SSOs are also supposed to act as another trusted adult in the building. Most safety officers are retired police, including Child. He says the school district partners with Kennewick Police to vet candidates.
We have an interview process, and KPD is part of that, along with the school, so we partner up with that. And if a person's successful through that interview process, then they go into what's called a background process, and KPD does that for us.
This is the first year that all of Kennewick's elementary schools are staffed with an SSO. Child says the program is a result of priorities from the district's school board.
Funding for the school safety officers comes from Kennewick's 2023 education levy. Reporting from Kennewick, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Caleb. And school starts for KSD elementary students next Wednesday. Keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's the best week of summer in the Tri-Cities. We're talking about the Benton Franklin Fair, and it's packed with rides, food, and some big-name concerts tonight. We have more on exactly who's performing, and we'll take a look at what else you can expect this weekend. But first, Josh Colbreth will have another look at your weather forecast. Keep it right here. We'll be right back after the break.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
Tonight,
the case was never really about the evidence, it was about the story.
Amanda Knox.
I'm not Foxy Knoxy. I'm not this person that they were portraying in court.
Search for the truth, the Amanda Knox story, tonight on ABC.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
At Bruce Heating and Air, our technicians are not incentivized by commissions or to find problems. We only look for solutions to keep you cool. Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,650 off on a new Daikin Fit system.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
The new stone-baked pizza mode from Frigidaire. For restaurant quality, it's dough to done in 2 minutes. Dare to expect more from your oven. Frigidaire.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
Attention viewers, Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday, August 23rd at 9 a.m. Good News Today will air the following weekend on Saturday, August 30th at 5:30 a.m.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, where we will have temperatures in the 80s and 90s, about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. And some of these gusts out of the northeast, some of them out of the south and east, so very dry air in the region. These gusts between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Then in the Yakima Valley, we'll end up being in the mid-90s up and down the valley. These gusts also out of the east or northeast between 15 to 20 miles per hour, predominantly out of the north and east. In the lower Columbia Basin, also between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We'll be below 100 degrees today in the basin, but 96 for the Tri-Cities, a couple 98s for the Hanford site in Benton City. Then in the Blue Foothills, we'll be in the 90s up and down the length of the foothills, and 80s and 90s for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains. And also breezes out of the north and east between 15 to 25 miles per hour. Okay, now let's talk about today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember, all of these levels have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate. Critically dry vegetation in the Cascades and for the lower Columbia Basin. That's what it looks like for today. By Monday, well into this heat ordeal at this point, still critically dry vegetation in the Cascades and the lower Columbia Basin. And with more heat slated for Tuesday and Wednesday at least, I have a feeling that this map could be even more lit up as we head into next week.
All right, looking at community events now. It's the best week of summer in the Tri-Cities. The Benton Franklin Fair is in full swing.
That's right. For 77 years, the fair has been the grand finale of summer. Kids who've worked all year finally get to show off their projects. Families get one last hurrah before school starts. And of course, it's a chance to connect with friends old and new.
And beyond the bright lights and big sounds, there's plenty happening today. So Smash Mouth and Sir Mix-a-Lot take the main stage tonight. And you'll also find a livestock auction plus market and dairy goat contests.
Of course, we can't forget the Horse Heaven Roundup Rodeo, 5 action-packed performances featuring top contestants from across the U.S. and Canada.
And earlier this week, our very own Austin Reed made his way down to the Benton Franklin Fair. And let's just say he wasn't afraid to hump right into the fun. So take a look at this video.
Okay.
I haven't seen this before, on a camel.
Oh.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Well, if you're like Austin and a typical fair ride isn't quite your speed, you can hitch a ride on a camel. But those aren't the only animals at the fair. You'll also find plenty of kids from the 4-H program showing off their best livestock.
Look at Austin. So Austin even caught up with one of them to find out what makes this fair the best part of the summer.
What's your favorite part about the fair this year?
My favorite part about the fair is all the fun rides and food and learning about livestock.
There's my goat noise.
That was pretty good, Jessica.
Thank you.
Well, there's still plenty of time to join the fun as the fair continues into tomorrow.
And you can find a full list of events and activities on the Benton Franklin Fair website. What's your favorite part about the fair?
I
would say the animals.
I'd say the atmosphere.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Every once in a while, you'll see a kid kind of having a breakdown, but who doesn't
or
every once in a while?
You know.
For the most part, everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Everyone just wants to be out in the community, and yeah, love that.
Food, rides, everything, pretty much. All right, keep it here because coming up next, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Mr. Josh right here will be back with your full first alert weather forecast. Any hints, Josh?
It's going to be hot.
We'll be right back.
What have we got? What have we got?
The Andersons. All night tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains. We turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points.
And right now, save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. And get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
For the first time ever, Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming to the Eppo Center. Make the most of what's left of camping and boating season. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, parts, accessories, and more. Every category, every price point, all on sale. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. On approved credit, one location. Massive savings at the Eppo Center in Pasco. Learn more at Brett'sRV.com.
What makes NUU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question. I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Check out our new location in Kennewick or come see us in Yakima. Go to NUUWomen'sClinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's going to be another beautiful day out there. Plenty of sunshine from the Cascades to the Blues and all points in between. High temperatures are going to be warmer in comparison to yesterday, as we'll be in the 70s and 80s in the mountains and 90s for lower elevations. The wind gusts today, either out of the north and east or out of the south and east. That's going to bring some very dry air into the region. So it's not technically a First Alert weather day, but we'll watch the fire start potential very closely. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, but could have some haze working in from the east, specifically from some of these fires burning in Idaho and Montana. So that could bring down air quality a little bit. We're not expecting any significant reductions to air quality, but it's something we're going to monitor very closely. Overnight lows down into the 50s and 60s across the map. And then for tomorrow, now we're starting to get into the hottest weather of this stretch, as we'll be around 100 for some portions of lower elevations and almost exclusively in the 80s up in the mountains. And at that point, will be about 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. And the wind gusts may be a touch lighter, but still predominantly out of the north and east, gusts anywhere between 20 to 25 miles per hour. So once again, that could put some very dry air into the region. Okay, 2 more days to go for the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo. And if you're really splitting hairs, today would be the nicest day to go, as it's not going to be as hot as Saturday. Granted, it's still going to be pretty toasty out there, but for Saturday, around 100 in the Tri-Cities. We're going to hold on to that for Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So a pretty sustained heat wave over the next, this would be day 2 through day 7, or excuse me, that would be day 2 through day 6. But for day 7, which is Thursday, a touch cooler at that point, but still 96 degrees. All right, not much rainfall in the forecast at all over the next 7 days, but there will be these little thunderstorm chances in the Cascades, the Blues, and the Blue Foothills. That would be for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So with vegetation dryness going up, fire danger going up, that lightning will be an interesting little wrinkle. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs around 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday, maybe a bit cooler later in the week. In Yakima, hot and dry with the best chances of triple-digit heat on Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, cutting it pretty close to 100 degrees at the beginning of next week, then back into the low 90s by Thursday. In Hermiston, toasty with no rainfall in the forecast. The best chance of triple digits will be on Monday and Tuesday. Then in Walla Walla, also hot and dry at least through Tuesday, but little thunderstorm chances make it more interesting for Wednesday and Thursday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:52. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We're starting off with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. First up, it was a violent night in Walla Walla on Wednesday as 3 separate crimes occurred. Around 1 a.m., a SWAT team was called to East Chestnut, where a man wanted for attempted murder and robbery barricaded himself after attacking a woman. The woman managed to escape and was hospitalized. Earlier in the night, a teen was arrested after a gunshot went through a neighbor's apartment on West Maple. Lastly, just before midnight, officers broke up a large fight on West Cherry, where the use of bear spray on people and gunfire were both reported. In Yakima, investigators say 36-year-old Roberto Leyva Sanchez is the man accused of firing at officers earlier this month. He was linked to the shooting earlier in the day, where a woman was killed and a 13-year-old boy was wounded. In Kennewick, police are investigating a motorcycle crash near Bob Olson Parkway and South Penn Street. This happened just after 7:30 last night. Officers say it was a single car crash. The rider was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the cause is under investigation. In Yakima, McGuire Playground along the Greenway caught fire yesterday. This marks it the 3rd time the popular play area has been burned. Finally, it is the best week of summer in the Tri-Cities. The Benton Franklin Fair is underway with livestock shows, rodeo action, and concerts. Tonight features Smash Mouth and Sir Mix-a-Lot. Turning now to your national headlines this morning, the Menendez brothers, behind bars for more than 30 years, are trying to earn their freedom. But Thursday night, California's parole board ruled that Eric Menendez will not be granted parole right now. His brother Lyle's case will be heard by the parole board today. The brothers were convicted of murdering their parents in 1989. They were both sentenced to life in prison with no parole, but they were resentenced earlier this year with the possibility of parole. The parole board in Eric's case heard from family members, defense attorneys, and the DA's office. In your business headlines, Tesla is facing yet another federal investigation related to its self-driving technology. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it's looking into whether Tesla delayed notifying the government about crashes involving the self-driving technology. In a filing, the agency says Tesla is required to submit a report within 5 days of receiving notice of a crash. Instead, the NHTSA says Tesla reported the crashes months after they happened. In your health headlines, around 600 Centers for Disease Control and Prevention employees were notified of permanent layoffs this week. About 2,400 workers were initially terminated in April, but a federal judge ordered hundreds to be reinstated. The Department of Health and Human Services has said reducing the number of employees at the CDC will make it more efficient. Now looking at what's trending this morning, it only takes a minute to help somebody. And that's the simple lesson from a simple story whose reach has become extraordinary.
Verity Wandell in suburban Brisbane, Australia, shared this video on social media earlier this week. You can see her postman, Gurpreet Singh, dropping off a package, but he also notices it's raining and Wandell's sheets are drying outside. So he takes them off the line and moves them undercover. How nice.
So after Wandell shared her video of the kind act, the pair have become rather unlikely media stars. They've appeared on morning TV in Australia, and also some media outlets in India have dubbed Singh a laundry hero. It's the little things. Like if I saw that, I'd be elated, you know? Yeah. Faith in humanity. It's not that I have a lack of faith in humanity, but faith in humanity restored, right? It's cute. I love it. Love to see that on cameras and rings catching things all the time, like things like that.
Yeah, I like it when a ring video shows something like that and not another porch pirate
right?
on the lurk.
Or like a scary person,
Yeah.
All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, protecting kids before they even reach school. How new technology is helping Hermiston students get on the bus safely. And Josh, what are you tracking this morning?
Tracking some heat.
Lots of heat.
A lot of heat in the forecast over the next 7 days. Just how hot? Find out on Good Morning Northwest at 6.